Hi, my name is Shane Cummings. I'm a sophomore at UML, and my research is on physical therapy video games. The research involves using the built-in camera on a user's device to place joints on their body in order to use for measurements. The measurements are then mapped to specific game controls, where the game controls will return metrics each time that they are captured. And those metrics are then used to determine if someone's healing progress is going smoothly or if something is impairing their movement. This is an example of what it looks like when the joints are placed on a user's body. So the green dots are what the computer will use to measure the specific angles and vectors, which end up giving the values for the metrics whenever a movement is captured. And the little test dummy looking thing that you see in the middle there is a representation of the what those will look like in the simulated 3D world. So there are multiple different types of games that we use, all for very specific purposes. So there are temple run-esque games where there's multiple different movements, like a left, right, jump, and slide movement. Each are then mapped into different movements. Uh, and there is a Flappy Bird game, which is basically a repeated movement, which each time it is completed will raise the character up in order to reach wherever the player wants to. Then there is a spaceship steering game, which will either use one or two different movements in order to steer a spaceship into oncoming rings. And then there are some other ones that are used for more specific movements, like the nature trail, which is largely walking or jogging in place, and the canoe games, which use a lot more upper body movements because the player character in the game is sitting. This is one example of the Flappy Bird games. As you can see, the little balloon looking things coming from the right side of the screen move towards the player character on the left. And each time you complete the seated jack, it will raise the character up a little further in order to hit either the balloons or if there's a coin or something that you want to get. And that will translate into the score of the game. So my part in this research was to program in new movements and measurements into the code base in order to target specific areas of the body and to test different games with those movements to see if they would work. Thank you.